Member of Parliament Ramkumar Reddy kicked off government's debate in the National Assembly on Wednesday, concretizing the need to pass the $552.9 billion budget as presented in the House a week ago. He affirmed that the measures outlined in the budget is testament to a caring government that is ensuring the population comes first.
We have a set of lazy people in the opposition who works only on working days and probably 2 or 3 hours only. And then it is in this state of mind, sir, they question the capability and the capacity of the government to execute this budget. Sir, I admit it will be challenging to execute with that kind of work mindset, where you only work on working days for 2 or 3 hours. Sir, this government is committed to work 24/7, 7 days a week, to deliver on what Budget 2022 promises.
Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar, made a fiery contribution to the budget debate, defending the $96.1 billion earmarked for the Public Works Ministry. From this sum, government plans to provide reliable energy, better roads and bridges, and improved air and water travel.
The energy infrastructure will see works in the hinterland community. All of the satellite generation companies, the 7 satellite generation companies that we have in Madia, in Mabaruma, Linden, Letem, all of those places will see improved generating assets so that they can get more reliable power.
Among other initiatives, some $1.4 billion has been budgeted for 33 megawatts of solar farms for Berbice, Essequibo, and Linden. Minister Indar further kept the opposition's feet to the fire, walloping them for claiming the budget heavily favors the private sector. He reminded that the PPPC government creates employment for all Guyanese, noting that the private sector accounts for more than half of the country's workforce.
The private sector employs 65% of the working population. And that, I will direct you to page 19 of the Guyana Labor Survey, was done in May 2021. May 2021. That labor survey done by the Bureau of Statistics says that 65% of persons that are employed are from the private sector. So out of 251,000 jobs, 163,047 jobs, the private sector put that in the economy. So if you have a budget and it doesn't address that 163,000 workers and the companies they work for, then the budget is a misfit.
Member of Parliament Lee Williams picked up where Minister Indar stopped and took the fight to the opposition. He said the 2022 budget signals the beginning of Guyana's transformational development.
Mr. Speaker, Budget 2022 is a landmark for building Guyana's future. When the history of our country shall have been written, the future generation will consider that 2022 was the year in which Guyana's great transformation began.
Championing government's masterpiece of a fiscal plan, Minister of Education Priya Manik-Chan said the education sector is on a path to recovery. Minister Manik-Chan said the budget will allow for a plethora of initiatives, including extra lessons for all students through the expansion of the Guyana Learning Channel, the school feeding program, and enhancing ICT classrooms. She said all students will have access to the internet as well as the Guyana Learning Channel to aid the delivery of education.
Children must feel the service, sir, and they will through this budget because we will give them their textbooks, and that is an investment in the learning recovery. We don't have to wait until all the conditions are right. In any event, before the end of 2022, all primary and nursery schools across this country will be connected with electricity and the learning channel.
Meanwhile, Government Member of Parliament Bagmati Veerasamy announced that the PPPC will work tirelessly to improve the lives of citizens countrywide. She made the statement during her presentation on day 3 of the debates.
When the People's Progressive Party made a promise, believe me, we will fulfill it. We will not stand here and promise the people of a good life. We will work 24/7 to ensure that the people get a good life. That is what we will do.
Member of Parliament Dr. Tandika Smith says this year's health sector allocation of $73.2 billion will create a never-before-seen boom in the sector.
Mr. Speaker, the injection of $552.9 billion will see the health sector being allocated $73.2 billion and will cover all areas in health, such as the National COVID-19 Response Program, where healthcare workers will continue to have access to adequate personal protective equipment. Our vaccination program will be further strengthened as provisions will be made for an additional 260,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine booster shots and for those pending to be vaccinated. This is progress and more progress. Mr. Speaker, for the first time, our country will benefit from a major boom in the health sector, as $16.1 billion will go towards the construction of healthcare facilities, which includes a state-of-the-art pediatric and maternal hospital. Upgrading of the West Demerara and Bartica regional hospitals. Also, we will see 6 new additional hospitals in regions 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This speaks of progress.
Closing off day 3 of the budget debates, Member of Parliament Dr. Vishwa Mahadio similarly noted that this year's budget lays the foundation for the country's future, especially in the health sector.
Now we are setting up permanent health facilities, permanent training facilities in Region 9 and in Region 1. And we are not only going to train CSW, Mr. Speaker, we are going to train pharmacy assistants, laboratory technicians, patient care assistants, nursing assistants. We are taking training to where it is needed with all the measures that it has to reduce the burden on people, improve health and education, delivery, building of infrastructure, etc. Mr. Speaker, I challenge the honorable members in the opposition who have issues supporting this budget to name even one measure, Mr. Speaker, in this budget that will negatively affect the people of Guyana, especially the poor.